What's up, guys? It's No Shot Khan from Multi Marketing, and coming off the highly successful book launch that we just had for Kim Bagshaw in her debut novel, William. We've had a lot of authors and people coming up to us and asking us about not just how to get published, but the different types of book launches and how they can have a book launch as well for themselves in their newly published book. So I wanted to come and make this video and let you guys know that we at Multi Marketing, we do 3 different types of book launches, and I'm going to run them down for you in this video and give you the pros and cons of each one so that you as an author can make a more informed decision about what type of book launch it is you want to have. But before I get into that, I just want to encourage everybody watching this video to smash that like button and subscribe to Multi Marketing if you haven't already, and turn on those bell notifications so you'll be the first to know when another one of our videos hits the airwaves again. Now, we at Multi Marketing, for all our published authors, we're very insistent on having a book launch, as it's the very first time your book is seen or launched into the world. It's your very first marketing tool. It's the kickstart of your marketing campaign for your book, because at the end of the day, you want to get your book out there into the hands of millions. You put a lot of hard work and effort into writing this book, going through the whole process that we do, the typesetting, the layout, the cover design, the printing, all of that stuff. You want to get that book out there and into the hands of many people. So a book launch is the best way to do that, to launch it, to start marketing your book, and obviously to get returns on your effort. Or obviously, when people purchase a copy of the book, it's a return to you, and also you want people to be entertained or gain knowledge, value, or something from the book that you put out there. So that's why a book launch is highly, highly important to have. Now, there are 3 types of book launches. All right, I'm gonna run down each one. The first book launch is the classic physical book launch. This is the one that we love to do. It has all the bells and whistles, all the razzmatazz of a book launch, finally getting out there into the world. You have the lights, you have the camera, you have the sound, you have the people attending the launch, a whole lot of people, whether that be your family and friends, business associates of Multi Marketing, or yourself, media, bookstores, librarians, municipality members coming to your launch, giving you your launch that boosts that credibility and officially giving it out there to the world. And at a physical book launch, you can have a live handover book presentation on the stage, where we as a publisher hand over to you your very first copy. You can have a pre-event photo shoot where you can stand in front of the banner which we have made for you. And you can take pictures with your family and friends even after the event. You can have a live Q&A with the audience. There's obviously the interview segment on stage. And the best part of a physical book launch is that you get sales from day one. Now, after the event is over, people come forward, they purchase a copy from your book on the first day of your launch, and you can sign a copy for them. They can take it home. So you get returns. You get that kickback on the first day. You get that first sales from day one. So you got people like your friends and families purchasing a book, maybe bookstores purchasing a book, librarians, business associates of Multi Marketing purchasing a book. Then you got the members of the municipality there who want to talk about maybe putting your book on the list for purchasing for the various libraries. You got various librarians there even. So it's a great way, in media covering the event. So it's a great way to get your book sales day one, and you get all that razzmatazz and great return, great marketing. Plus, it's going to be recorded to put on YouTube, so you get even more boost, as we do with all our book launches. Regardless of whichever 3 of the 3 you choose, all of them get posted online, so you get that further boost after the book launch, so we can upload it to our channel and stuff like that. We have a great editing team and stuff like that to put it up online. But that's the great part about a physical book launch. Now, the downside of it, like I said, the pros are you get sales from day one, you get media coverage, you get municipality coverage, you get bookstores and libraries, you get the big enchilada. But the cons now is financially and socially. The social aspect is you will have to do a lot of the inviting for your friends, your family, your business associates, colleagues, whoever. Obviously from our side we'll do our best, but obviously, like with whomever you're inviting, whomever we're inviting, there's no guarantee that anyone will show up. Sometimes at the last minute, some people don't show up. There's some things that come up that they can't make it to your launch. But the financial aspect is a bigger one, because you have to foot the bill for the hall or wherever the venue is that you're holding it. But we prefer a hall or some sort of type of thing so people can hear when you're speaking. And you're gonna have to foot the bill for the sound, obviously, because sound is essential in a hall launch, because you don't want to be speaking there and nobody can hear you when everyone's there and all the attendees are there. So socially, people not attending the launch could have a low turnout, and also with the financial cost of the hall, the banner, the sound, all of that stuff, it plays a factor in your book launch. But if you do have a budget and if you're someone who wants to have a physical book launch, we at Multi Marketing are more than happy to come there, have the book launch ready for you, present it, all that stuff. Then you have a second type of book launch. It's called a studio launch. Now, this one is a more toned down version of the physical book launch, where you can still have people, but not as many. You can have maybe 1, 2, or 3 people there for your moral support or as audience. There's no media coverage, there's no municipality coverage, there's nobody coming like from the libraries or bookstores to your launch. It's just you and a few of your friends or family, whoever you want to bring. Or if you're not comfortable speaking in front of your friends and family, you can have no audience at all. Just you and us as the publishers doing the launch for you. At this launch, there's no cost of a hall rent, there's no cost of sound. You may see, we still would you'd still have to get the banner, because that's also essential for physical launch, but there's no pressure. You can still have the book handover presentation, but there's no media coverage, right? There's nobody going to be promoting and marketing your book onto the print medias or the visual medias or wherever. And there's also there's no Q&A, because there's no audience, unless you bring along some family and friends, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that may want to ask questions. And you take a huge knock in sales, in terms that there's not a lot of people there, as many as there would be in a physical launch, to purchase copies of your book. So you take a huge knock in sales from day one, and it's a more watered down version. And while it is going to be promoted on YouTube, at the same time, there's no guarantee that whomever you say share the link to will actually watch it as much as they would at a physical launch, because now it's got that razzmatazz behind it. It's a more watered down version. There's less in terms of sales, but there's also less in terms of social stress, and there's less pressure, there's less financial pressure, but it's a more watered down version. It doesn't have all the lights, the camera, the sound, the razzmatazz, or the media, or the municipality behind it. But in a case where you're financially strapped but still want to have sort of a physical launch but in a studio setting, we can have that as well. Then you have the third type of launch, and that is called an online virtual launch. It's usually done on Skype, so that we can record it and have it posted up on YouTube later, so you get that later on. And again, whomever you share the link to, no guarantee they'll open it and watch it, as much as when people come to the launch, they are there physically to watch you as you're presenting the value of this book. We still have the interview segment, but there's no book handover presentation. You take a huge knock in sales, because nobody, not even in the studio launch, there's still a chance that if you bring somebody, you can get sales from day one. In this one, there's no sales at all from day one. You're probably going to have to wait till bookstore distribution, or when somebody comes up to you and buys a book, or on the website, which we at Multi Marketing will also do. We set up a website for you if you are available to have an e-commerce website, and we do ebook conversion as well, so you can have ebooks up on the e-commerce website. People can go purchase a copy, but there's no sales from day one. You can't physically sign copies for people. There's no Q&A session. There's no interaction. There's no media coverage. There's no municipality, no bookstores. Nobody is attending that launch. It's just us as the publisher and you. There is less pressure, because then you can, if you're not one for live audiences, you can make a mistake, and we can easily cut it, during the editing session before we upload it. But also, there's no costs, there's no banner, there's no hall, there's no sound, there's no nothing. It's just you and your camera or your laptop or your phone doing Skype with us in the interview, and it's just the interview segment. There's no book annual presentation, like we said, no Q&A, no sales, no autograph signing, nothing. It's completely watered down, no coverage at all, and then we post it up on YouTube later. So those are the 3 types of book launches that we at Multi Marketing do. Each one, obviously, we start off with the physical book launch, which has everything behind it, the studio launch, which is a bit less, and then the bottom of it all is the virtual launch, which has absolutely the bare minimum and doesn't have as much effect as when you have a physical launch, because now with the Skype, we're just doing an interview session where you're explaining yourself in your book. It's not much marketing as it is with a studio, or even better, a physical book launch. So that's the 3 book launches we do. We always insist we All our published authors have a book launch, but it's completely up to them what they can afford and what they want to do. Whether they want to do a physical launch, whether they want to do a studio launch, or whether they want to do a Skype launch, it's completely up to them. You know, cost wise, social wise, you know, travel wise, you know, their own personalities, whether they're shy, nervous, or if they're introverts or extroverts, all completely up to them as an author. So those are the 3 types of book launches. I've given you the pros and cons of each, so now you as an author can go and make an informed decision whenever you're publishing and launching your book and having your book launch, and you're launching your book to the world, the kickstart of your marketing campaign. So I hope this video helped, guys. If it did, drop a big like, subscribe to Multi Marketing if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and from myself and Naushad Khan, I'll talk to you guys down the road. Peace.